Once upon a time, there was a blob named Bob. He was a very busy blob. Why don't we interrupt him and ask him a question? Hey Bob! Hey Bob, I have a question for you. Bob, do you know what an occupation is? Bob thought long and hard. He thought, and he thought, and he thought some more. When suddenly he came up with an idea. Bob had decided that accounting was an occupation. Silly Bob, that's not an occupation, that's a vocation. Do you want me to tell you what an occupation is? Bob said no, he didn't want a voice telling him what was what. So he angrily left. When Bob arrived at his house, he immediately went inside. He felt safe inside from the mean voice and decided to make himself some lunch. As Bob began to cut himself a piece of bread, the voice began again. Hey Bob! Hey Bob! Guess what? Hey Bob, guess what? Cooking is also an occupation. Bob angrily left to find something else to do. Bob went over to his favorite couch, where he kept his favorite book. Bob very much enjoyed to read, as it made him feel at ease, and he loved the stories that books contained. As Bob began to read, he started to feel more comfortable and better about the voice until, Hey Bob! Hey Bob, guess what? Reading is also an occupation. Bob was angry at the voice for ruining his story. Bob decided to go outside so he could get some fresh air. As soon as Bob was outside, he began to feel happier and went over to begin to prune his flowers. Hey Bob! Hey Bob! Hey Bob, guess what? Bob! Bob, guess what? Guess what, Bob? Gardening is also an occupation. Bob was angry at the voice, began to growl. Bob, do you want me to tell you what an occupation is? Bob finally agreed to hear what an occupation is, so the voice would stop talking to him. Occupation is defined as an activity that provides enrichment and meaning to the individual. For example, self-care like grooming, cooking, and painting. Occupational therapists use occupations in the rehabilitation of those who have lost the ability to engage in their occupations. Bob was so happy he knew what an occupation was, and felt like it was very important. So he went to go tell all his friends. What is your occupation?